The Ministry of Agriculture says the nation's food supply is secure, arguing Ghana is on the path to recovery after the harsh impact of dry spell experienced in some regions. Government was compelled to ban the export of grains and cereals in August after it emerged that over 900,000 farmers cultivating an estimated 1.8 million hectares had been affected by the dry spell, with potential losses estimated at 22.2 billion cedis. Well, let's broaden the conversation. We'll speak to Bismarck Norte. He is Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Bismarck joins us via Zoom. Now, we just heard from the Agric Ministry yesterday, giving us updates on some of the key things government is rolling out to ensure that we see reduced impact on food security. Your thoughts about them so far? You'd have to unmute for me to hear you clearly. Bismarck. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear now. I'm just asking your thoughts about the measures government spoke about yesterday, rolling out to ensure they mitigate the impact of dry spell. They have assured us that indeed Ghana's food security is solid. They also say that moving forward, all the affected farmers will be receiving some sort of relief. Are you pleased with the efforts they're putting in so far? Bismarck, I still can't hear you. We would have to reposition our lines and get to Bismarck just to get his thoughts about this. We heard from the Agric Ministry yesterday, giving us updates on how government dealt with dry spell. If you recall, some months back, government had to place a ban on the export of rice, maize, and soya bean as a result of the impact of dry spell. And they were trying to ensure that Ghana's food supply is secure. I'm hoping I have better connection to Bismarck now. Do I?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. So I was just getting your brief thoughts about the revelations made by the Agric Minister, Brian Champong, yesterday. What are your thoughts about the measures they are rolling out for farmers?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And if you recall, when this incident of drought happened, and the ministry announced the measures that they had put in place to mitigate the effects of the drought, whilst we agreed with some of them, we felt that more work needed to be done to ensure that the beneficiaries of this particular intervention are the actual and real beneficiaries, but not pseudo people who will camouflage as farmers to benefit. And so the expectation that we had was that along the line, the ministry will be able to furnish the people of Ghana with the actual details of the victims who suffered from this drought, the farmers, their locations, the size of acreages that they lost due to the drought. And then we also know the mode through which the support will be given, whether it should be cash in the form of a cash support, whether it should be through their Momo devices, or whether it should be through the going over to the Agric directory to take those particular. I think all these modalities were things that we wanted them to be out there for us to see and ensure that the process is quite transparent and that we don't have others who are not supposed to benefit. But as of now, we do not have the benefit of that information. So it's a bit difficult for us to comment regarding whether or not farmers are actually going to benefit. The only thing that we can say is that for now, we are setting up teams in the various districts to monitor how this particular discussion is ongoing. We have to ensure that, one, the farmers who are actually going to benefit are farmers who actually have their farms lost due to the drought. Two, we want to know the modalities through which the monitoring is being done, because currently we are hearing some reports that are not too pleasant, that there are some parties who are involved in the process, which we have to validate. But because of all these things, it's important that we do the monitoring to ensure that farmers who actually lost their livelihood because of the drought are the ones who benefit.
And that's what government is looking forward to. We heard from Brian Champong yesterday, just stating that effective 10th of October, poultry farmers will receive aid, affected farmers as well. He also made mention of interest-free loans for farmers worst hit by the impact of dry spell. You are concerned about the politicization of the whole process. Would you be doing this tracking you said you would be doing on the grounds to ensure that the right individuals receive this relief?
Yeah, so, you know, when it comes to implementation of any agricultural interventions in the country, it is done at the district level. And for each district, we have the frontliners of agricultural implementation. That's the Agric district directors or the district directors for Agric. So in each region or in each district that we have farmers who were affected by this drought, the expectation is that the Agric directors to have the database of all the farmers who are affected. Because that's the first step. If the Agric directors do not have the data, then the first question is, on what basis are you going to identify the farmers in the district? So the expectation one is that the Agric directors should have a database of all the farmers in the district. And that's the first thing we're going to do. We are going to go to almost all the affected districts and find out from the Agric directors. You should give us a list of the members who were affected by the drought. And we'll cross-check and see the names behind the farmers who were provided and the SAGs. Because our members live with them in the community and they will know. And they can tell us whether or not, one, they are farmers, two, they are affected, and three, whether the information regarding the acres that they lost were true or not. That's the first step. Once we are able to mobilize and collect all this information, then we will now cross-check with the modalities that the ministry is using to distribute and see whether or not the numbers that are being provided or being spread around is the same as the sediments on the ground. Once we do that, we're able to tell that indeed the 800,000 farmers that have been identified are the actual farmers who suffer from this. So the system that we put in place to ensure that we monitor this particular process.
Thank you, Bismarck, for joining us here on GN today. Now.